Hello my beautiful friends, welcome back to another slower vinyasa class. This is a short form version of a longer 60-minute class that we have in our Patreon account. So if you loved what you practiced today and you wanted to explore more, feel free to check that out down below. Now today we're focusing on lengthening and strengthening through our side bodies, so really expanding and opening through our thoracic cavity as well as our abdominal cavity, and it's just going to feel really good and juicy throughout. Let's get started in a Baddha Konasana, a bound angle pose. And I should also add, we'll also be opening through the hips a bit as well today. So bring the soles of the feet together, take the hands around the ankles and take a deep breath in through the nose. Really try to lift up as tall as you can. As you exhale, lean your upper body forward. Maybe the elbows press down into the legs, encouraging the knees to drop a little bit further down into the ground. Maybe you close down your eyes here, noticing the inhalations as they travel in through the nose, as they inflate the lungs and press out into the ribs, the back of the ribs, the side of the ribs, the belly, the chest. And as you exhale, you might find a little bit more space to drop in. Maybe that's physically dropping the heart a little bit lower, but maybe it's more in the subtle body. Bringing your full awareness to what's happening right here in this moment. Let's take about 3 more breaths here. You might even start to constrict the back of the throat, finding Ujjayi pranayama, and that's just going to help to slow the breath down. It's also going to give you a sound that your mind can listen into and tune into. Take one more deep breath in through the nose. Deep breath out through the nose. Let it go. And start to walk your hands back. Lift yourself up. Find your way into a narrow child's pose. Bringing the knees towards each other. Sink your hips back over your heels. Reach your arms forwards. Make this juicy. Feel into the ground beneath you. Holding here for one more breath. Use your next breath in, find a ripple through the spine as you lift yourself up through a cat position, and then even further forward, dropping the hips down, baby cobra. Hold for your exhale. Take another breath in, draw the chest forward a little bit more. Exhale, travel down, press onto your knees, hips back over your heels, child's pose. Let's try that 2 more times. Breathe in, ripple forward. Keep tucking the chin in until you exhale as you squeeze the shoulders back. If you had more space, you could keep the arms longer. Hold for a breath in. Exhale, travel down, rebound, push, hips back. One more time, breathe in. Breathe out, little engagement through the glutes to help protect the lower back. Hold one more breath. Exhale, come down, rebound. This time tuck onto toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Maybe pedal out to the feet here, dropping one heel down, dropping the other heel down, and it might feel really nice to swivel your feet here, your heels from side to side. Dropping the heels off in one direction. You might even bend your knees, sinking your hips down, but keeping both hands planted on the ground. And then you might try that on the other side. So bending your knees a little bit, swiveling the heels to the side, sinking your hips back. You might feel that through the intercostal muscles, the muscles that hold our ribs together and allow us to breathe. You might feel this through the lats, big wing-like muscles on the back of the body, maybe the obliques. One more breath. Find your way back into a normal downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Use your next breath in, ripple forward, knees come down, tabletop position. As you exhale, turn your right toes to the right, extend your left foot out, and then reach your left hand forwards to the front into a modified side plank. Now you might stay here as you try lean and reach your left hand down, bumping your left rib up to the sky. If you felt like a little bit more, you could bend your left knee, taking the left hand around the front of the shin or the knee, pulling it wide, trying to squeeze the shoulder blades down the back body. Hold for another breath in. Start to look forward. As you exhale, land the left foot to the outside of the left mat. Turn the right toes to the left side. Might even travel the right knee back a little bit further. And then shift your hips back and forward a little bit. So rather than a normal Ardha Hanumanasana, half monkey pose where the hips are facing forward, your hips are kind of facing on a diagonal here. And that's just going to help open through the adductors a little bit more, the insides of the legs. As you lean back, can you turn your toes towards you? And as you come back forward, can you drop your hips a little bit low? Let's go one more breath. So breathing out to come back, breathing in to come forward. When you're ready, just walk your hands to the back of the mat. Plant your right hand down, side plank, reaching the left hand down to the back of the mat. And maybe you stay here if you want a little bit more. Squeeze the glutes, push your hips forward, open the chest, unraveling the heart. Almost like a modified wild thing. Take another breath in. And then as you exhale, come back through a neutral spine, little hug in of the ribs. Engage the core as you reach your left hand up to the sky. Breathe in, lift yourself up so the shoulders lift. And then as you exhale, keep traveling your left hand over until it lands down on your left leg. Right hand reaching up, gate pose. Feeling space through the right side body. Take another breath in. Start to turn your left toes to the front of the mat. As you exhale, bend your left knee, drop your hips down, kind of a similar position that we've done before. You can always stop the left elbow at the thigh, or you can reach left fingertips down to the ground. If you felt like a little bit more, push the left foot into the ground, lift your left hand up. So you've got two hands hovering. Really try not to sink down into it. You want to activate through the quadricep and the glute. Rotating the heart to the side of the mat. Hold one more breath. When you're ready, hands come to the ground. Tuck onto the right toes. Breathe in, three-legged dog. Lift your left toes high. And then as you exhale, bend the left knee. Bring the foot close to the hip. And you start to open the left hip until it kind of stacks on top of the bottom. As you do that, feel the left shoulder ground down a little bit more, creating even more length through the left side body. Take one more breath here. As you exhale, land the left foot next to the right downward facing dog. Breathe in, roll forward, come into tabletop again, knees come underneath the hips. As you exhale, turn the left toes to the left, right foot back. Modified side plank. Lift your hips, lift the right ribs to the sky. Can you reach your right hand down a little bit further? Now feel free to stay here. If you felt like a bit more, right knee lifts up wide. Right hand comes around maybe the front of the shin or the knee, squeezing the shoulder blades down the spine. Take another breath in, start to look forward. As you exhale, step your right foot to the top outside of your mat. Right hand comes down, maybe you walk that left knee away. Turn the left toes to the right side as you shift your hips forward and back a little bit. So creating length through the adductor as well as finding a bit of flexion through the spine, a bit of length through the left side body. Let's take two more breaths. Exhaling to lean back. Inhaling to come forward. Use your next breath out. Walk your hands to the back of the mat. Left hand plants. And then as you breathe in, side plank, reaching the right hand to the back of the mat. Reach the right hand to the sky. Use your next breath in, engage the core and lift yourself up. Keep your right hand traveling over, and then as you exhale, right hand comes to maybe the shin, maybe the thigh. Left hand comes up and over. Try soften the shoulders down here. Press the whole of the right foot down into the ground. Breathe in as you turn the right toes to the front. And then as you exhale, bend the right knee, drop your hips down to your right heel. Maybe fingertips come to the ground, maybe elbow onto thigh. If you did feel like a little bit more, push through the right foot slightly. Breathe in, reach the right hand high. Exhale to hold. Breathing into maybe a space of intensity, of activeness. Can you slide the shoulders down the spine a bit? Use your next breath in, hands come to the ground, tuck on left toes. As you exhale, sweep the right toes up and over, three-legged dog. Bend the right knee, bring the foot close to the hip. And then maybe rotate the right hip on top of the left. So you're stacking it over, but draw the right shoulder down, create space through the right side body. One more breath. Bring the right toes down, downward facing dog. Use a breath in, roll forward, knees tap down. But this time as you exhale, cross over your feet, find your way into a seated position. And just for a moment, can you bring your hands onto your ribs? So that your forefingers are kind of reaching around the front and your thumb is reaching behind. Take a deep breath in as you expand your breath into your hands, feeling the ribs press out and forward and back. Exhale, let that breath go. 2 more times, breathe in, open the ribs. As you exhale, close the ribs. 1 more, breathe in. Breathe out. Open your feet wide for a moment, and it doesn't have to be big. Coming into a wide-legged forward fold. You can have your knees bent here, of course. Take a deep breath in through the nose. As you exhale, maybe the hands walk forward, maybe the elbows touch down. Trying to relax the upper back, the mid-back, the neck. Take 1 more breath in through the nose. Breath out through the nose, let it go. Walk your hands back. Breathe in as you lift your right hand up to the sky. And then as you exhale, side bend, reaching the right hand up and over. I really like to bend my left elbow here and push it on the inside of the left thigh. And that's just going to help rotate and expand through the front of the chest. Breathe in, come back through center. Let's try the other side. Exhale, left hand reaches up and over, rotating the right shoulder underneath left shoulder on top. Find your way back through center. Either you can find your way into a seated position, or if you'd prefer to finish your practice on the back, please feel free to head here. We'll just be here for a minute of quiet, closing down the eyes once we've landed in a position that feels comfortable. Noticing any shifts, any expansions, any openings since you started this practice. And even though it has been a short but sweet time, there's always space to shift the dial, to create a little bit more presence and awareness of our body and our mind in space. Wherever you are, if you did have time to stay in here for a little bit longer, then I highly encourage you to do so. If you are ready to finish your practice, I thank you so much for being here, for moving your body, for connecting with the breath and finding expansion through the physical body, but also through the mind and in the heart. Take a deep breath in, let's lift up. Exhale, maybe bowing our heads. Thanks very much, team. I will see you on the next one. Remember, our long form classes in our Patreon account down below. Feel free to check it out. See you next time.